All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Benjamin, and today we are doing a little bit of redistricting. And now that we have the actual number of districts, I decided to do Texas because I don't know. I thought it was a good idea at the time. It just took me about an hour and 40 minutes to do it because there's that many districts. So uh, yeah, it's a gigantic mess, and I guess I want to count the number. There's one Dem district. I think it's only two. In, um, there we go. Switch it here. Perfect. I think it's only two down here. Yeah, two. Technically, this is not an embedded district, though I do have a few people would argue it is. There's a lot of stuff I had to rearrange just to get it to work with the two additional districts. So that's three Democratic districts total. Actually, three in this area because I couldn't get it to work the way I wanted it to do. Two that run from Austin to San Antonio, and then one in San Antonio itself. Three Dem districts in Houston. One, two, sorry, four. Three and four. So that's seven. It's 10 total, and then I think we've only got three as well. So 13 Democratic districts. I think they've got 12 right now. They may actually have more because I know they have three in the southern Rio Grande Valley, two there. They may have. It may keep the number of Democratic districts the same. I don't actually remember. Um, three, the two. That actually brings up a good question. Let me look that up real quick to make sure I give you the correct numbers. All right. Nope, I keep the number of Democrats the same, and therefore I'm adding two Republicans, which, considering Texas is gaining two congressional districts, going from 36 to 38, that's a benefit for the. Okay, good. That's a benefit for the Republicans. By the way, I drew this using the president in 2016. And if we switch to other maps, as you can see, it gets pretty rough for the Democrats. I think governor is no, senator is the reddest. As you can see. But I'm going to switch it back to the president 2016 because this is pretty close to where be in reality. Um, Fort Worth area. By the way, I did estimate where in the city where in a particular city a congressman or woman would be based off of the shape of the district on Wikipedia. And is it 100% accurate? No. Is it reasonably accurate? I would argue yes. And looking at that, you can see kind of where the general areas are. Houston, I do a little bit better with. Because, I mean, I've done much better. 27th isn't perfect. Obviously, as you can see, the 23rd has been shifted around significantly. Mostly because the 11th got shoved where it is because I ran into problems with the 19th because it would have prevented a district this area from actually making the population deviation and I would have had to alter too many districts in order to make it so I didn't make it that ugly. And that's one of those things is you kind of have to almost just choose a starting point and draw districts out from there. So I'd almost consider for Texas doing a complete redraw, where you basically just map out the incumbents that you know you're going to protect and say, okay, we're going to try to keep you in a district with no other Republicans, because Texas is controlled by the Republican Party. So I tell the Republican congressman, we're going to keep you in a district with no other Republican congressman. But here's what we're going to do. It may not be the exact same district, or we'll just label your district whatever it winds up being. But we're going to redraw all the districts, and we're just going to choose a starting point. So, say, Dallas or El Paso. Just kind of choose a random point on the map, start drawing from that spot, maintaining contiguity and a bunch of other stuff. I will say, other than a few points, this map is maybe slightly cleaner, but it also probably isn't. Cuellar has moved into a pretty safe red district, though some people may be really upset about that. I did also do my best to follow the VRA as well. These districts are relatively competitive and probably flippable, and the only reason why the 27th is like that is just because at the end of the day, I kind of drew myself into a corner. I probably should have given the 27th a little bit more of this area in exchange for drawing the 28th into Houston proper. Should have removed this, again, drawing it into Houston proper. And there's a little bit of cleanup I could probably do in the Austin area so that it only remains Austin, San Antonio's 2 district. The other option is to just screw it up. But the problem is the Republicans have a lot of congressmen who live in Austin. They have McCall, Roy, and Williams, who all live in Austin, and that makes it a problem because the Republicans have to protect their incumbents, and therefore their incumbents have to live in a Republican district. Now, obviously, you can play around with the rules a little bit. For example, let me flip this up and switch it to the map colors, and you can see just how bad I abuse the rules with making sure the 35th, for example, was contiguous. If we look at this little strip, yes, it is contiguous. And that's because I used Interstate 35 as a way to get Austin and San Antonio connected. Yeah, very probable. I dare you to litigate this, though, in enough time to force a refund. Basically, I dare you to litigate this before critical dates for the midterms happen. It's not going to happen. And even if you get the courts to draw the map, Texas courts have shown a tendency to redraw the maps, only slightly editing whatever the politicians draw. So even if this map did get drawn, it wouldn't really change much having the courts redraw this map. Because the 2003 map was nixed by the courts, who basically just changed a few things up so that the teacher wouldn't notice that they just copied the Republicans' homework. Anyway, if you do like this type of content, likes, comments, subscriptions, they always do help, and I do greatly appreciate them. obviously, in this case, I just did mess with Texas. So for those of you who like that idea, like and a comment there is really appreciated. If you're new to the channel, subscriptions are great, and I really do appreciate them. I'd love to make 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It'd be pretty cool. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you all next time. Take it easy. Bye-bye.